everybody. This is Ralph Perez from Horror and Coffee, coming to you from Salem, Massachusetts. I am here to try coffee and also to take in the sights. My family and I have been coming here for years, and this is the first time I'm actually going to do, an investigation about how well their coffee is here in Salem. This is a historic town. 19 people were unjustly found guilty of witchcraft and killed, not too far from where I'm standing right now. As a matter of fact, 100 feet from where I'm standing that way is where the Salem witch trials actually took place. So, follow me in this little episode of The Brew so that we can try out some different kinds of coffees in town and check out the different sites here in Salem, Witch Town. Okay, so here we are in Guli Guli Cafe, and I'm about to have this coffee it's basically a latte that is coconut, vanilla, and caramel. Oh my God, you can taste the coconut. It really sticks out, the coconut, more than anything else. Cocoa coffee. Now, my wife happens to have almost the same thing, but she kind of spiced things up a little bit more. This here, if I can just zoom into it, is the same thing, except it has a shot of vodka in it.
Vanilla vodka.
Vanilla vodka. So she's going to try it. And then after she tries it, I'm going to try it. And let's see if I fall off the table. See what happens.
Great.
Really? I never had alcohol with coffee before.
Me neither, but it tastes really good.
All right, check it out. Ready? There's vodka in this coffee. It's a latte, actually. Ready? Here we go. Oh my God.
Looks like he has no tolerance.
Yo, the joint is strong. Oh my God, yeah. Here. We're going to keep enjoying this, by the way. So here we go. It's Friday night, real late, in Salem, the famous witch town, where in the year 1692, 19 people were tried and unjustly executed for accusations of witchcraft, which turned out to be, for the most part at least, false. Of course, the lore has continued to this day. Lore, the history became, legendary here. And even now in this town, there's a lot of real witches, like Wiccans, those who practice Wicca and stuff like that, live here, have businesses here, have stores. It's funny, I saw The Lords of Salem with my wife last night, and boy, I reviewed that one with my Horror and Coffee buddy Vic a few years back, but revisiting that film brought back a lot of memories. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Rob Zombie's stuff because his stuff is, it's very unique, don't get me wrong. He's not cliched at all. But at the same time, he offers things that are very unsettling, and I guess that's intentional. Some horror movies just kind of like rub me the wrong way in that sense. But it is what it is, right? Great movie nonetheless. I don't remember how many coffee cups off the top of my head I gave Lords of Salem, so I'm just gonna say it's a great film. Definitely a interesting film to watch especially during October. A lot good portion of the movie of the Lords of Salem was filmed in these parts right here in these very streets. So that's something to consider. Continue watching for more coffee. I'm gonna go upstairs now and turn in for the night. Staying at this great hotel with waterfront. It's called the Waterfront Hotel here in Salem, right in the heart of downtown Salem, where all the magic happens. It's like the Salem Witch Museum is straight that way. There's a church right over here, and there's stores and restaurants and bars and everything as far as you can see for like blocks around. It definitely has a Halloween vibe. There's decorations, there's people. It's awesome here. And we're going to drink more coffee here in this episode of The Brew. Until then. Place here, Jaho Coffee Roaster and Wine Bar, and they look like they have some good, yummy kinds of coffee and delicacies in here. I'm gonna definitely check this out. I'll let you know how it tastes. I'm gonna let you know what I tried out here in The Brew here in Salem. Whoa. Hey, trying out this pumpkin latte from Jaho here in downtown Salem, Massachusetts, and I just took a taste of it. And it's like I'm drinking, wow, it tastes like I'm drinking a botanica. For real. Like it has this taste that it tastes like it has some kind of, I don't want to call it Vicks. You know how like when you go into like one of those new age shops and you smell that smell of incense? Yeah, I'm drinking incense. I hope they're not gonna put a spell on me. I'm sure it's some kind of herb treatment or whatever. I mean, it tastes interesting. Not too crazy about it. I'm thinking about different movies that had to do with this area. And one that pops out to me is The Witch. Came out a few years ago. It was produced by A24 Films, same people that made Hereditary. You know who I'm talking about. And if you follow the story, you know what's going on. It's a family, right? And in the late 1600s, around the time of the Salem witch trials, and the father decides to leave the community they were in, take his family with him, and start a whole new life elsewhere, out in the middle of nowhere, right? So they built a house, they built all this stuff. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. And then as time went on, apparently there was this, the baby disappears. Starts with the baby disappearing, and it becomes a very scary thing. And they, this whole thing about witches and sacrificing babies to the devil and everything. And you see this goat that they have, that they own, and when you look at the goat, it looks like it's looking at you back, and it kind of knows what you're thinking. The visuals are great. The acting was great. But the story of the witch lends to the legends here of Salem. I mean, in the historical context, the 19 people hanged for accusation of witchcraft were, for all intents and purposes, innocent. They weren't witches. It was a hysteria that happened that kind of like messed that up. And of course it gave, this town what it has now, this whole thing about witches and everything, and funny tasting coffee and lattes. But I think, I don't know. But what I find most interesting is how a movie like The Witch would stand the test of time. You could see it 100 years from now, and it would still be really good to watch, because it's set in the late 1600s here in New England, and you see all this stuff go down. It's an amazing story. I give it 4 coffee cups. I have a copy at home on Blu-ray, and I'm not giving up that copy. It's a great movie to watch during this time when people driving by with their radios. As I'm out here trying to drink this. Note the pink lid. Isn't that cute? It's a nice pink lid. Not crazy about the taste, though, I have to admit. I'm not used to it. But they have other great stuff in there. Jaho coffee place. Go check it out when you're in Salem and stuff like that. It's really great. It's right by the hotel we're staying at, the Waterfront Hotel. Great looking hotel. Good people. They take good care of you. But let's see what else happens here in Salem. I'm gonna try to hit another couple more coffee spots before I go back home. Go back to the studio. Let's see what happens. Right here in front of the engine house. Almost lost my receipt. Gonna have some pizza here. This is the famous. You see this pizza shop in Rob Zombie's Lords of Salem when they start playing the record from the radio station, and the lady inside, working inside the engine house, reacts to the music that's playing through the radio, because and as well as other people throughout town, because there is a familial, ancestral link that's calling the spirits of the Lords of Salem to arise again from their witchery, that stuff. So the pizza here, by the way, is amazing. So yeah, had to have some pizza. I'm heading off to get some more coffee here in Salem. I just happened to pass by this house. If you recognize this house very carefully, this is the house of Abigail Hawthorne in the Rob Zombie movie Lords of Salem. It was shot here in this house. And let me tell you, as I'm looking at it, it's mad creepy looking. No wonder he picked this house. This is the Lords of Salem house right here in Salem, Massachusetts. And I'm honored to be standing here. I remember when she was walking her dog here, over here on this part, and when one of the witches that was hanging out, well, she was sweeping the leaves there when the investigator dude came to inquire. And so then all that happened here. Amazing. Great movie, Lords of Salem. This is a very historic street right here, okay? It's right by Church Street. And this very spot, right where I'm pointing at, there used to be a building. And in that building is where the Salem witch trials took place in 1692. It's a street now. Cars are driving through it. It's just another street. They have a plaque over here that's, if you see it in the foreground there, in the background, it serves as a memorial to those 19 people that were tried as witches and hanged on Gallows Hill. And right there's the spot where they were found guilty. It's crazy, right? Bugging out. All right, hey everybody. I'm ending my trip here in Salem. Tried some coffees, showed you what they were about. When you come to Salem, check them out yourself to see what you like. I'm about to go into the Nightmare Gallery, Count Orlok's Nightmare Gallery, which is a museum of horror movies, the history of horror, which is something obviously me and you are into. So I can't film in there, but so I'm gonna stop this by going in and enjoying it. Then I'm gonna head home. So what are your thoughts about Salem, Massachusetts and the horror movies they've made regarding this area? Movies like Lords of Salem, The Witch, other films like that. Talk to me, comment below and share with me what you think. And please consider subscribing, tap on that bell for future notifications for future horror and coffee content. All right? So this is Ralph Perez from Horror and Coffee, The Brew, this segment. Of course, showing you coffee and showing you horror. Take care.